Hey folks, I'm Gene Delasalo with Audioholics. And for those not familiar with this channel, it's primarily a home theater centric focused channel dedicated to doing reviews, tech videos and measurements and setup tips and you name it. So I've been doing these series of COVID-19 videos just to document my whole experience of living through it. I was diagnosed with COVID-19. I tested positive for it on March 11th. I was exposed to it February 28th, and I developed symptoms of it March 2nd. So I was living with this virus for about 35 days. And every time I was getting tested, once a week usually, I kept coming back with a positive test result. Even though most of my symptoms were managed and under control for at least the last 2.5 to 3 weeks. Haven't had a fever since about March 15th or March 16th. So it was very discouraging that I kept testing positive because this whole time I had to be isolated from my family. I've been living basically in my theater room, spare bedroom and bathroom, and putting masks on anytime I came within 6 to 10 feet of my family, and it's been very difficult. But I appreciate the incredible support I got from everybody here on YouTube, all the comments, the incredible fundraiser that we did for the channel to help sustain while we lost income. It's unbelievable. I just can't believe, I had no idea that you guys had such positive feelings about us, and I greatly appreciate that. So today I'm very happy to report I was tested on Tuesday, and the health department finally got back to us, and my wife got on the phone when they called, and they basically said I got my first negative test result. And when I heard this news, I almost didn't believe it. I thought like maybe it was somebody calling and just trolling us. I mean, that's really my initial thought because I was so used to being tested positive. I thought my daughter was kind of playing a joke on us. But then when I saw the look on my wife's face of joy, I realized it was true. And I was like, holy cow, I can't believe we finally beat this. So I want to talk to you guys about my experiences and what I used, the drugs I used just now that I think might have helped. And by no means am I recommending you take these drugs. I am not a medical doctor. I'm just telling you my experience of the treatments that my doctor recommended to me. So I got these two drugs here. You've been hearing about this a lot on the news by the president. It's hydroxychloroquine and erythromycin. It's basically Plaquenil for people with RA, or for an anti-malaria drug too. And also erythromycin, which is a pretty strong antibiotic. So I was very apprehensive about taking these drugs. If you look up on WebMD, they're very interactive with each other. So you have to be really careful that the interactions are actually marked as severe. And my doctor prescribed this. Basically, they're 200 milligram tablets, and you have to start out for the first day taking 800 milligrams. So you take 2 tablets twice a day, then you take 2 tablets by mouth 1 time a day for 5 days, and then 1 tablet by mouth 1 time a day for 5 days. So that's pretty significant dose of hydrochloroquine. And then the erythromycin was 500 milligrams taken 1 tablet by mouth for 10 days. So I talked to my doctor. I said, I understand that this is a high dose and this is what they've been giving as a regimen, but I know just on my own personal experience, I react pretty badly to meds that have severe side effects. I told her I would like to at least try doing a low dose to see how I tolerate it at first, and she agreed. So honestly, the first day I picked up this erythromycin was on 4/4/20. I started with just the erythromycin, the antibiotic. The next day I woke up, I actually was feeling a little less congested, and I decided to do the hydrochloroquine. So I only took 1 tablet. I took that in the morning, well, kind of the afternoon, because my sleep schedule has been devastated by this whole isolation. Literally going to bed every night at 5 or 6, getting up at about 12:30, 1 o'clock. So I took the hydrochloroquine, and you're supposed to take them about 8 hours apart because of the interactions. So about 4 hours after taking the hydrochloroquine, I started noticing, I was helping my daughter online with her math homework. My hands were sweating and my whole body was breaking out with sweat, and I was feeling kind of agitated, dizzy, and a headache right at the top of my head. And I was like, holy cow, what the heck? It just kind of came on. It felt like a massive hay fever, kind of chills. Checked my body temperature, was normal. It was like 97 or 96.5. It was actually a little low. So I was really concerned that I was getting side effects from this drug, and I checked with my doctor, and she says that is a side effect you can get with hydrochloroquine. She recommended that I just kind of stay calm and try it one more day. Try 200 milligrams the next day, and if I still react that way, stop it entirely. Well, at the same time, I also noticed that the erythromycin might have kicked in, because after my second dose, my congestion was getting a little bit better. And I don't want to gross you guys out, but I have to give you some details. So even though I was 95% symptomatic free with the COVID-19, I was still suffering from a lot of chest congestion in the mornings and a lot of sinus congestion, more than usual, because I do have severe sinusitis. And I was taking, a cough medicine to help suppress, not the coughing, but just kind of as a decongestant. But it was still not enough. I was still getting a little mucousy. Well, after 2 days of taking the Z-Pak or the erythromycin, I noticed that that congestion was severely reduced. I was feeling a lot better. So I thought that was a good sign. So the next day I woke up, I said, I'm going to give this hydrochloroquine one more chance. Took it in the morning with my breakfast. And during the day, I noticed that I just didn't get the side effect as bad as I did the first day. I was still getting a little bit of a headache, but I wasn't breaking out in the sweat. Maybe just a little bit, not nearly as much. So then I did my antibiotic. So I decided at that point, I know sometimes I could be my own doctor. I go, I don't want to pump up the hydrochloroquine. I just want to take 200 milligrams and continue taking this until I'm done with the erythromycin, which is a 10-day regimen. So every day I've been taking these, I've been feeling, a little bit better. The side effects have been pretty minimal. I get a little bit of a stomach upset from the erythromycin, but I take a very high dose of probiotics, like a 30 billion dose, and that really helps balance the microflora in your stomach that the antibiotic is trying to kind of rip apart. So I got tested on Tuesday. I got my results back today that I was negative, and that's awesome. I'm really happy about that. But one thing I've learned from doing my research is it's not common to get a false positive, but it is possible to get a false negative. So the health department told me, this is great news that you got this negative, but we need to test you one more time. So they're going to test me Monday to make sure I get another negative test. So statistically, I'll know for sure that I'm clear. So I am going to be isolated from my family, unfortunately, probably for about a little less than another week. But the good news is I think I beat this. I don't think I'll be doing any more videos like this anymore, hopefully. So if you don't hear about this topic covered on my channel anymore, then you can just assume that the next test was negative and I'm cleared. Because I don't want to keep beating this topic. I want to tell you guys that I'm very happy that I beat COVID-19. I know there's a lot of people out there that have suffered real badly from this, that got pneumonia, got hospitalized. People have lost loved ones. And I'm very fortunate and very blessed that I didn't develop severe symptoms like that I'm on the road to recovery. The odd thing is I held on to this for like 35 plus days. I think I'm the longest sustained case of positive tests for COVID-19, at least in the state of Florida, possibly in the country. I'm also the first person in Pasco County where I live to have tested positive for COVID-19. So I guess that's one for the history books, but I'm glad that part of my life is over. And I'm happy that I'm back and I'm feeling pretty good. And I'm hoping that anybody that's suffering from COVID-19 now finds these videos useful. And I hope that you guys do better and you can, coordinate with your doctor for the best kind of treatment. The one thing I will tell you that now that I'm hopefully cleared of this for good, I'm going to disinfect everything. I've got some Lysol. I'm going to be wiping down my chairs, my computer, my cell phone. I'm changing my toothbrush. I'm changing all the linen. I'm changing all the towels. I just don't want this crap laying around anywhere. I'm not saying I'm going to reinfect myself, but who knows how long this virus lasts. Sometimes they say it lasts 3 to 5 days on a surface, depending on the type of surface it is. I don't know. I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to sterilize my house. I'm going to clean the entire house. I am so excited to go back to be with my family. I can't thank you guys enough, the YouTube community, for all the support you've provided for us during this crisis. The thoughts and prayers and everything was just amazing. And I thank you for just providing an audience for me to kind of vent this out and share my experiences. So right now, this is good news. I tested negative for COVID-19. I'm hoping that the second test will be negative next week, and I'm hoping not to make another one of these videos. So please share your experiences down below. If you are a survivor of COVID-19 or if you're going through this right now, I want to hear from you. I want to hear the treatments that you're using right now to help yourself. The last thing I did with these drugs is I did up my zinc dose. I was taking about 10 to 15 milligrams a day. I'm still taking it actually through various supplements. I'm not going crazy with the zinc. I know a lot of people saying you should take 40 milligrams a day. I don't want to put that in my body through something like that. I'm definitely up to my zinc from normal, and I do believe there's a synergistic effect between the three. So 100%, I can't say that these drugs help me, but the fact that I was carrying this virus for 30-something days and I was still testing positive, then I went on these drugs for 5 days and I knocked the viral load down low enough to get a negative test result. That's all I know. So good news. Appreciate you guys, and my friends, please stay healthy, and until next time, keep listening.